a dumbbell home functional workout, starting with a single leg deadlift. If you can do these unassisted, you can use 2 dumbbells in a normal hip hinge, 1 single dumbbell in a normal hip hinge, focusing on the squeeze through the hip, pulling the shoulders up nice and tall. Obviously you're going to switch your legs out. Goblet squat with a rotation. So this is basically a normal squat position. We're going to squat down. When we come up, we're going to rotate. So we're going to come up, we're going to get extension through the calf muscle, come up on the toe. We get rotation through the core, bringing it back to the center, squat, and rotate. Squat, rotate. Once again, this can be quite a heavily loaded movement. We have a lateral lunge overhead press. Any overhead movements, unless you are very conditioned and your shoulders, need to be very controlled. So I'm going to hold them in the neutral position. I'm going to go into a lateral lunge brace, and I'm going to press one arm overhead. And I'm going to step, brace, press overhead. Please make sure you keep your shoulders, your hand in line with your shoulder. You can come slightly ahead of the shoulder, but you do not want to go into hyperextension or extend behind the shoulder. You need to use the core, you need to brace so that the knee doesn't push out beyond the foot. We then have a pistol squat. If you can do the pistol squat unsupported, you're going to hold the dumbbells in both hands. You want to have one leg out the front. You're going to go down into a single leg squat and come up nice and tall. If you need support, you can place your heel on the ground. Same again, you're going to go into a single leg squat and come up nice and tall. Same movement, just a modified, safer version for anyone who might not have good stability. We then have a single leg calf raise. Same again, you're going to stand on one foot. You can place the other foot behind if you want. Coming up onto the calf muscle, onto the ball of the foot nice and tall. Sometimes you might find it a little bit easier just to have one hand on the wall to support, and then just coming up on that single leg calf. Once again, you can load this quite heavily. We have a crossbody front raise. So palms are going to face forward. We're going to soften the knees, keep the torso nice and tall, engage the core. We're going to bring the hand across the body until the bicep meets the chin, and then we're going to lower that back down. Bring the other one up and lower it down. You don't want your shoulders to rotate. Keep your shoulders facing forward. Make sure there's no hyperextension through your back, and squeeze it up using that front delt. Then we're going into a bent over reverse fly. I'll demonstrate it from the side. Soften the knees. You want to hinge at the hip. You're going to hold both those dumbbells in front in a long arm position. Whenever we're doing flies, you want to think about leading with the elbow, anything that goes behind the shoulders. So I'm going to use my elbows. I'm going to imagine I'm opening a set of curtains. So open the curtains, close. I want to squeeze them into the back of the shoulder. I don't want to yank. Gentle squeeze. Bring the shoulder blades together. Control the down. Inhale on the down. Exhale on the up. So you really want to feel a gentle squeeze. We then have a fly to overhead press. Soften the legs, knees, core engaged. Starting with the dumbbells right in the belly. We're going to open the curtain. We're going to bring it into an overhead press. Bring it back down. Close the curtains. Some people may know this as an Arnold overhead press. I want to make sure we're not hyperextending, so don't hyperextend. You may want to turn this into a slightly rounded version if you're struggling with any kind of shoulder issues. So just a circular motion slightly in front of the face, that's an option. And then we're going to do a V-sit curl. So this gives you one core movement on the floor. You can either keep the heels down, you want to keep the thoracic chamber up nice and tall, engage the core. Arms are slightly flared out to the side, and then we're going to do bicep curls. Option 2, bring the heels off the ground and into a full V-sit. So just getting more concentration in the curl action as well as embracing that lower core. And that's another version of functional home dumbbell workout.